It's good. All right, Jade. All right. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إخواني وأخواتي في الله اليوم سنبدأ الدرس 11 the 11th lesson from Madinah Book 1. Now, I do want to say congratulations on completing your quizzes. By now, I should have replied to every single person's quiz marked and sent back. Aisha, well done. You've done very, very well. Did you see the observations that I made on your exam? Did you manage to check them out? And also, Abdullah, how about yourself? Okay, Jade, excellent. You know what as well, guys, subhanallah, you know, usually I explain the grammar from the mudhakkira that I got from Al-Madinah. I've typed it up and I deliver to you guys what I feel is, you know, pertinent for you guys to understand. And because I'm using that mudhakkira as a guide, I don't always double check to see if the information that I'm giving you under a lesson it actually coincides with that particular lesson in the book. For the most part, I know it does because I'm familiar with what comes in each lesson. But as I was preparing for today's lesson, you know, I'm like, well, we've done this already. We've done this, we've done this, we've done that, we've done this. And it's almost as if the author of the Mudhakkira that I got from Al-Madinah, he added some bits at the beginning, early on in the Mudhakkira that come later on. So for example, we're doing lesson number 11 now. However, some of the grammar rules that have come in this lesson, we've already done, you know. So, I actually took some questions from this part of the book. So I do apologize for that. But the fact that we already done it, you know, obviously meant that you guys were ready. And inshallah ta'ala, as we go through this lesson, I'll explain in more detail as to exactly what I'm speaking about. So we're going to do something different today. We're going to go straight in and start reading because a lot of the things that we've covered, it's a lot of the things that come in this book, in this lesson, we've already covered. And anything that we haven't, I will mention it as and when it comes along. Now, Aisha, if you want to, only if you want to, I will stop recording the screen. So this lesson or this section of the lesson won't be made available to anybody else, so nobody can hear your voice in terms of, you know, being recorded. With that being said, would you like to read? Otherwise, I would have asked Farwa, Abdullah and Farwa, for example. But because there's only two of you in the group, the room at the moment, would you like to read? No worries, no worries. All right, Abdullah, it looks like it's going to be me and you, buddy. You all right with that, Akhi? Cool. طيب السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته يا أخي عبد الله.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالك؟
بخير والحمد لله. وكيف حالك أنت يا أخي؟
الحمد لله مبسوط.
حياك الله. طيب أخي أنت جاهز؟ جاهز أنت؟
نعم إن شاء الله.
ممتاز حياك الله. طيب ابدأ.
أوكي. السلام عليكم.
لا في الحافلة أولا لازم من يعني you have to set the scene في الحافلة.
Yeah. في الحافلة.
نعم.
Which means what, by the way, exactly?
في الحافلة means in the bus.
Oh, in the bus, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember now.
You might
okay.
You might translate it as on the bus in this context, because in English we say I'm on the bus as opposed to saying I'm in the bus. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. في الحافلة. السلام عليكم.
دقيقة واحدة دخلت علينا فروة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. فروة كيف حالك؟
وعليكم السلام الحمد لله.
بارك الله فيك. هل تريدين أن تقرأي؟
نعم.
بسم الله. طيب أنت ستكون الثاني. عبد الله الأول ثم أنت الثاني.
أوكي.
ابدأ مرة أخرى
في
يا
الحافلة.
نعم.
أوكي إن شاء الله. في الحافلة. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
ما اسمك يا أخي؟
اسمي عبد الله، وما اسمك؟
اسمي فيصل. أطلاب أنت يا عبد الله؟ يا
لا،
عبد الله؟
ليس الطلاب. مرة أخرى.
أطالب أنت يا عبد الله؟
نعم،
أين تدرس يا أخي؟
أدرس بجامعة الرياض.
في أي كلية تدرس؟
أدرس في كلية الهندسة.
في أي سنة تدرس؟
أدرس في السنة الثانية.
أتعرف المهندس أتعرف المهندس سلمان؟
Um, sorry, could you scroll up a bit?
Like this.
Um, yeah. طبعا هو أستاذي، هو أحسن مدر مدرس في الكلية.
من هؤلاء الفتية
ليس من.
من هؤلاء الفتية الذين معك كأنهم إخوتك؟
نعم، هؤلاء إخوتي. لي أربعة إخوة وثلاث أخوات.
أين يدر... أين يدرسه أين يدرس هؤلاء؟
ليس هؤلاء، هؤلاء.
يا هؤلاء يا I know it. Okay. أين يدرس هؤلاء؟
أمن
أما
إخوتي.
لا أما.
أما 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 إخوتي فكلهم يدرسون بالجامعة. عيسى وهو أكبر مني يدرس في كلية الطب، وإبراهيم يدرس في كلية التجارة، وإسحاق يدرس في كلية الآداب، وإسماعيل يدرس في كلية العلوم. وهؤلاء الثلاثة أصغر مني. وأما الأخوات فيدرسن في المدرسة المتوسطة. زينب تدرس في السنة الأولى، وسلمى تدرس في السنة الثانية، وليلى تدرس في السنة الثالثة.
في أي مدرسة تدرس أخواتك؟
يدرسن في مدرسة خالد بن الوليد.
ليس مدرسة، هذه في مدرسة المضاف. هنا
يدرسن في مدرسة
تي
أوكي.
المضاف.
في مدرسة خالد بن الوليد للبنات
بمكة.
بمكة.
نعم أحسنت.
أين تسكنون أنتم؟
إخوتي يسكنون في مهاجع الجامعة، أما أنا فأسكن مع قريب لي.
أم متزوج أنت يا عبد الله؟
لا، لست بمتزوج.
ممتاز. لا لست ماذا؟
لست بمتزوج.
Okay, you said it the first time you said it one way, then the second time you said it slightly different. You could hear it in your voice. Try for a third time.
لست بمتزوج.
Okay, that's how you, okay. It's not mutazawwa, it's mutazawwi.
متزوج. Okay.
Excellent. Because the first time you said bimutazawwi jun, and then you said bimutazawwa jin. So you kind of changed it. So لست بمتزوج يعني no, I'm not married. تفضل يا أخي عبد الله.
ما عنوانك؟
هذه بطاقتي فيها عنواني.
بطاقتي أو بطاقة أو بطاقتي ممكن بطاقتي نعم.
Okay, yeah. أشكرك يا أخي. أنا مسرور بلقائك. أنا سأنزل في
سأنزل.
yeah. أنا سأنزل yeah. Okay, yeah. أنا سأنزل في المحطة القادمة.
في المحطة القادمة.
yeah. أنا سأنزل في المحطة القادمة.
أحسنت.
في أمان الله وإلى اللقاء.
This is السائق اللي فايز.
السائق بمعنى الذي يسوق السيارة. السائق والذي يسوق السيارة.
The driver, right?
ممتاز.
Yeah. هذا الباب للدخول يا سيدي. النزل من هناك.
لا ليس النزل، النزول.
النزول من هناك.
نعم نعم. طيب guys, how did you find that? I know it's a bit long, much longer than the the lessons in Madinah Book 1, but how did you find it?
It was okay for me. I think the beginning part was okay, and they got a bit hard later on.
Interesting.
I don't think I understood some of the words later on.
I generally understood most of it, but that's because of the context. Like for example, here al-mahattati.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but given the context, I think I could infer it.
What would you infer?
I'm guessing like a bus stop.
Interesting. And how about you, Sister Aisha? How did you find it? Same as we went. I lost track a bit because I wasn't too familiar with some of the vocab. Okay, so what we're going to do this time, guys, we're going to go for it one more time, and I'm going to be translating any words and pointing out any grammar rules. Is that okay, guys? So we're going to have a really good, comprehensive understanding of exactly what we're reading. And as and when we come across any grammar, I will mention it to you, inshallah ta'ala. طيب, اقرأ. من كان الأول؟
أنا كان الأول.
طيب اقرأ.
السلام عليكم.
بسم الله فروة.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
ما اسمك يا أخي؟
اسمي عبد الله، وما اسمك؟
اسمي فيصل. أطالب أنت يا عبد الله؟
نعم.
Okay.
أين تدرس؟
Excellent, أخي. I was really pleased that you said Ya Abdullah as opposed to saying Ya Abdullah. That was very good. طيب.
Yeah, I caught myself last time. I made that mistake last time reading through this.
MashaAllah.
But yeah, okay, inshallah. أين تدرس يا أخي؟
طيب, here guys, as we've previously covered, we've done the past, the present tense verb, right? Or is this the first time we've been exposed to it in the book?
I think we covered it a little bit in the previous lesson, but we haven't necessarily covered the beginning letters.
Excellent. All right. So notice, guys, فيصل هنا في هذه الجملة أو في هذا السؤال هو يعني فيصل يخاطب من؟ عبد الله.
عبد الله. Yeah.
يوجد الحوار بين عبد الله وفيصل. عندما يخاطب فيصل عبد الله, what do we add? نضيف في بداية الفعل تا. All right? When Faisal is يخاطب, speaking to, addressing Abdullah, notice that we put the ta at the beginning of the verb darasa. All right, guys? There's the verb darasa, which means he studied, but we added this ta. What is this ta indicative of? This ta is indicative of the singular masculine second person, al-mukhatab. So you're speaking to somebody directly. Now later on, inshallah ta'ala, we're also going to learn that this ta can also be used when you're speaking about the singular feminine. Exactly the same verb, guys. It's spelt the same, looks the same, and smells the same. All right? But one is used for when you're speaking to one male, and it's also used when speaking about a female. واضح يا إخوتي وأخواتي في الله؟ كلامي واضح؟ ممتاز ممتاز. ثم بعد ذلك عبد الله يقول أدرس بجامعة الرياض. أدرس بجامعة الرياض. هنا we can see that the فعل أدرس is فعل مضارع. It's a present tense verb. All right? It's a present tense verb for المتكلم. And this hamza with the fatha is indicative of that. And this can be used for both al-mudhakkar wal-mu'annath, because both a female and a male can say, I study. All right? It's not unique to a sex to say adrusu, or a gender, shall I say. Adrusu. Adrusu huna bi. All right? This bi is harfu jar, which is obviously going to cause the word jami'a to be majroor with a kasra. And jami'a or bijami'a is al-mudaf. All right? This is why it doesn't have a tanween. And al-riyadi mudafun ilayhi majroor. Moving on swiftly. فيصل ثم بعد ذلك يسأل ويقول في أي كلية تدرسون؟ طيب من المخاطب؟ هناك الفرق بين المخاطب والمخاطب. المخاطب، طيب المخاطب بكسر الطاء هو الذي يتكلم أو هو الذي يخاطب. يخاطب عفوا. والمخاطب, he is the one who the مخاطب is speaking to. طيب, so when I say مثلا تدرس هنا من المخاطب, I want to know who is the person that's being spoken to, not the person that's speaking. هو المخاطب. ما هو الجواب?
So المخاطب is the one being spoken to.
أيوة. وهو من هو؟ ما اسمه؟
Abdullah.
Abdullah. And we can see again that ta, which I just previously explained, is indicative of the singular masculine second person. Then Abdullah says, أدرس في كلية الهندسة, يعني I study in the faculty of engineering. All right, I believe or the College of Engineering, I believe they translate that as. في أي سنة تدرس؟ ما معنى هذا السؤال؟ في أي سنة تدرس؟
In what year are you, basically?
What are you studying?
Yeah.
All right. Abdullah يقول أدرس في السنة الثانية. I am studying in the second year. ثم يقول يسأل فيصل أتعرف المهندسة سلمانة فروة؟ سلمانة, why does Salmana here end with a fatha?
Because it's maf'ulun bihi.
Excellent. And it's the badal for al-muhandisa. This word here, this is the name of al-muhandis. So it's going to follow the rule because this... Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you cut out for a second there, but yeah.
Okay, it just... a message just popped up on my screen saying that my internet is unstable, so I don't know how this is going to pan out. Inshallah ta'ala khair. In any case, this is the reason why Salman ends in a fatha, because it is the substitute, the badal for al-muhandisa. They are both the same people. Now here the word taba'an, maybe it's the first time some of you have heard this word or not?
Yeah, first time for me.
Okay.
No, I've heard it a lot.
طيب. This word here, in this context, Sister Farwa, means of course.
Okay.
Because the question is, أتعرف المهندسة سلمانة? Do you know the engineer, يعني Salman? And Abdullah says, طبعا. Meaning, of course I know him. All right? هو أستاذي. He is my teacher. هو أحسن مدرس في الكلية. He is the best teacher in the kulliyah. And notice, guys, do you remember, I think it was like lesson number 2, when we was covering ism tafdeel, the superlative and the I forget the other word in English now. What was it, guys?
Yeah.
Comparative.
Comparative adjective. All right, this is the superlative adjective, and we covered the rules regarding that. Then after that, Faisal says, من هؤلاء الفتية الذين معك كأنهم إخوتك فروة. What does this mean?
Who are these young men who are with you?
Jade.
It looks as if they are your brothers.
ممتاز. And Abdullah replies, نعم هؤلاء إخوتي لي أربعة إخوة وثلاث أخوات. يا شيخ Abdullah, why do we say أربعة and make the number feminine here, but then we made the number masculine here? Do you know?
I think so. It's because when counting, like this, the number and the adad and the ma'dud are supposed to not agree in terms of in terms of gender, right?
From what numbers to what numbers though?
If I'm not mistaken, from 3 to 9.
3 to 10.
3 to 10, yeah, 3 to 10.
Well done, Akhi, may Allah bless you. Then the next question says, أين يدرس هؤلاء? Where do these people, or these, whoever they're speaking to, where do these people study? Notice how the verb يدرس is in singular form, and we covered in a previous it's permissible for it to be in the singular form. All right, if the فاعل قدم على الفاعل, if the verb comes in front of the subject, then the verb can be in the singular form. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Mumtaz. Now, guys, we come on to, and I believe this is the first time we have seen the word amma. Is that correct, guys?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like amma. All right, in Arabic, they say that amma is harfu at-tafsil. It's almost like a particle that is denoting some type of detail. All right, some type of detail. It is used when we speak about two or more items, right? And we translate it as for, or and as for if wa comes in front of it, or sometimes a fa might be joined to it. So if we look at this sentence, it says amma ikhwati fa. أما إخوتي فكلهم يدرسون بالجامعة. So if I say أما means as for, how would you translate that, Abdullah? أما إخوتي فكلهم يدرسون بالجامعة.
I would translate it as for my brothers, all of them study in the Jami', in the university.
Excellent. So we use this as for. Now, anytime you see amma, all right, whether or not the amma has a fa in front of it or not, the answer to amma, right, is going to begin with a fa. All right? So, yeah, and you're always going to find that after amma, whether it has fa in front of the amma or not, we're not interested in that. All right? The jawab, the answer to that, is going to be connected with fa. They say أما يعني حرف تفصيل وشرط. It's a particle that denotes some type of tafsil, detail, all right? And it's conditional. And the jawab of this amma, so we say jawabuhu, i.e. the answer to amma, يقترن جوابا بالفاء. All right? Meaning the answer to amma is going to be connected with fa. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in the Quran? I believe it's Surah Al-Ma'un. I'm going to say the beginning of the ayah, and I want to see the first one to finish it. فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ
فَلَا تَقْهَرْ
وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ
فَلَا تَنْهَرْ
وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ
فَحَدِّثْ.
Can you see the consistency, guys?
Yeah. Huh.
And as for al-yatim, فَلَا تَقْهَرْ. And as for the وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ, and as for the one that's asking, فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ, and as for the ni'mah, the bounties, or the blessings of your Lord, فَحَدِّثْ. That's how the Arabic language works. إخواني وأخواتي في الله. طيب, where is the fa here? We can see it right here. And as for my brothers, sometimes they say, then all of them. Then we come to the yadrusuna. All right, yadrusuna is the present tense or the plural form of the present tense verb yadrusu. And it's indicative of 3 or more masculine or males. Pay attention, guys. We say 3 or more, not 2 or more. Because if you say 2, right, 2, so not 2 or more, just 2, the dual form of the present tense verb has its own form. Yadrusani. Yadrusani. But the moment you're speaking about 3 or more, we use the verb yadrusuna ala wazan yaf'aluna. You guys with me so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bil Jamia, you can say at the university or in the university. Then he goes on to explain everybody's breakdown. I'm not going to translate it because this bit's quite easy. I'm just going to quickly read it. Isa وهو أكبر مني يدرس في كلية الطب وإبراهيم يدرس في كلية التجارة وإسحاق يدرس في كلية الآداب وإسماعيل يدرس في كلية العلوم. And then it goes وهؤلاء الثلاثة أصغر مني. And these 3, i.e. the 3 brothers he just mentioned, Ismail, Ishaq, وعيسى, they're all younger than me. What?
Actually, isn't Ibrahim the one who's younger? Because he mentions that Isa is older than him.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, Ibrahim, Ishaq, and Ismail. They're the 3 that are younger, my bad. And then it goes on, وَأَمَّا الْأَخَوَاتُ, and as for the sisters, and where's the jawab? فَيَدْرُسْنَا. Again, the Sheikh in this lesson, he's just throwing us in the deep end of the way different verbs are conjugated. But guys, do you remember when we was learning the past tense verb? How did we learn the past tense verb for they studied, talking about 3 or more females?
Darasna, right?
Okay. Excellent. So you can see, when we look at this verb here, we can still see those same letters, right?
Uh-huh.
The only difference is that we add a ya at the beginning of it. If we want to change the present tense. All right?
Okay, yeah.
And the only reason that this fa is attached to this word here is because it is the jawab of amma. Sister Aisha, you following me, sister? You're very quiet today. Just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Sister Farwa, is it making sense to you as well?
Yeah, it makes sense for me.
Okay. فيدرسنا في المدرسة المتوسطة. That's like middle school. And then it goes on and to break down where Zainab, where Salma, and where Layla studies. Zainab, tadrusu. Do you guys remember a little while ago I said that the verb tadrusu can be used if you're speaking to one male or speaking about a female?
Oh, yeah.
There it is right there, Abdullah, right for you, right in front of your face.
Ah.
Can you see it's exactly the smells the same, looks the same? When I said smell, looks the same, spelt the same, and smells the same as I said a little while ago, right?
Uh-huh.
زينب تدرس في السنة الأولى. Zainab studies in the first year. وسلمى تدرس في السنة الثانية. وليلى تدرس في السنة الثالثة. And then Faisal says, في أي مدرسة تدرس أخواتك. Notice, guys, the same verb is used, تدرس. And I said that إذا قدم الفعل على الفاعل يجوز أن يكون يعني في حالة الإفراد. It's permissible for it to be in the singular state. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. And then he goes on to say يدرسنا في مدرسة يدرسنا في مدرسة خالد بن الوليد للبنات بمكة. Now, Sister Farwa, when you read this initially, can you remember what you said here?
Yeah, I said في مدرسة.
Excellent. Usually, when you have like somebody studies in or works in the school of, it's always going to have that mudaf ilay. You get used to it after a little while, sister.
Okay.
All right. So he studies at
Akhi, you're cutting out for me.
All right. Can you hear me now? Hello. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
You can hear me. You can hear me, Sister Farwa?
Yeah, I can hear.
Aisha, can you hear me? You're cutting out for me. Okay, akhi, maybe it's your internet connection, akh. In any case, it's usually mudaf ilay relationship, sister Farwa. Okay. أين تسكنون أنتم? Where do you all live? Now here, sister Farwa, is Faisal speaking to a group of guys or a group of girls?
Group of we're speaking to group of guys.
A group of guys. Excellent. From the for dhahir, you know, when you see the verb taskununa, all right, it's on the pattern taf'aluna or tafhina taf'uluna because of the scale of sakana yaskunu. In any case, it's used when you're speaking to a group of people, 3 or more. All right, 3 or more. But I'm going to say something to you here, sister, right? What is apparent from this conversation is it's between 2 people, right? Faisal and Abdullah, as you guys can see the names alternating. When we scroll back up a little bit, and he asks, you know, who are those young boys with you? It kind of gives you the impression that the boys are with him, but they're not right next to him at the same time. So, for example, they came to a gathering together, and now Faisal and Abdullah are in the corner having a conversation. It's like that, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala knows best. So when he says "Aina taskununa antum," he's obviously speaking to Abdullah, but he's speaking about you, Abdullah, and all of your brothers.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're right next to them, but they could just be in the same vicinity because that's who you're speaking about. Anyway, Abdullah يقول إخوتي يسكنون. Again, we see a verb which is very similar to the verb that we just covered. The only difference is this verb here begins with a ya, and this verb here begins with a ta. Farwa, what do you think the difference is between them in terms of what's being intended?
So Taskununa, he's addressing him.
Excellent. And
And Yaskununa, he's referring to his brothers who are not right next to him.
They could be. It doesn't necessarily mean if here yaskununa is just when you're speaking about the masculine third person plural.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they might be right next to him at the time. Maybe they walked over by the time they got to this part of the conversation, or maybe they're not. But ala kulli hal, when you put that ya in front of the verb, followed by the wow and noon at the end of the verb, it gives the so you're expressing 3 or more people did that action. And I specifically say 3 or more people intentionally because, like I said before, there is a dual pattern for the verb. إخوتي يسكنون في مهاجع الجامعة. Now the word مهاجع is, if I'm not mistaken, on the pattern مفاعل. So it's ممنوع من الصرف. Did anybody catch that?
Yeah.
Anybody notice that?
No.
Okay, mashallah. That's Madinah Book 1. Sister Aisha, you done Madinah Book 1 with me. Do you remember when we covered that words on the pattern mafa'ilu or mafa'ilu, all right, are mamnu'un min as-sarf or mamnu'atun min as-sarf? Do you remember that dar, sister? Okay. Now what the rule is, all right, and what the rule is that words that are mamnu' min as-sarf, they don't take tanween on the last letter of the noun, and neither do they take a kasra. You guys follow me so far, or is this new information?
I actually, me personally, I studied that before. I just forgot about it, so it's good to review, I guess.
No, that's cool. I'm saying, did you remember that what nouns that are mamnu' min as-sarf, they don't take tanween and they don't take a kasra?
Yeah, that I knew.
Okay. What about yourself, Sister Farwa?
Yeah, I think I kind of know.
When you say kind of, what do you mean?
Well, I feel like I must have studied it, but right now as you're saying it, it sounds, I don't know. Like I want to hear what you're saying because I think I forgot about it.
Okay, no worries. طيب. Anyway, words that are أسماء ممنوع من الصرف, they don't take tanween and they also do not take a kasra. However, when I believe, I think you read this sentence, Sister Farwa. She said, إخوتي يسكنون في مهاجع الجامعة. So she made this noun majroor, so it should be because it's preceded with the harfu jar fi, but she also gave this word a kasra. Did you guys clock that when she read, or you didn't pay attention to that part?
Yeah, it skipped over my head. I forgot that mahajiring was on a pattern of mafa'ilu, and
Okay.
that's mamnu' min as-sarf.
Excellent. And we know ممنوع من الصرف لا يقبل التنوين ولا الكسرة فيكون مجرور بالفتحة. You guys with me?
Yeah.
نعم. طيب. So this question is for Sister Aisha. Did Sister Farwa read it correctly, or did she make a mistake? What do you think, Sister Aisha, Sister Farwa?
I think it should be Mahaji Aden.
Okay, interesting. It was incorrect, I think. Okay. What are you saying, Abdullah?
Yeah, I agree that I think it was incorrect. I think, yeah, it should have been mahaji'al.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I'm really happy that you guys said that because you got it wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean that with the best of intentions, guys.
Yeah, I know.
You know why? Because if you got it right, I'm going to be thinking, well, we're nearly at the end of the lesson, and I don't feel like I'm actually teaching anything new. You know?
Yeah.
And for me as a teacher, ikhwani wa akhwati fillah, that's the worst thing. I'll come to a class and I don't feel like I'm adding any value. But you got it right in the sense that this is the rule of words that are mamnu' min as-sarf, all right, diptotes. However, when that diptot assumes the position of al-mudaf, as it does here, then it takes a kasra. It does accept a kasra. إذا كان مضافا. فهمتموني?
Does that include everything that's mamnu' min as-sarf?
As far as my knowledge goes, which ain't that long, mind you, but nonetheless, you know, as far as my knowledge goes. So
okay.
As you said correctly, Sister Farwa, إخوتي يسكنون في مهاجع الجامعة.
Okay.
Make sense, guys? So you learned something new today, guys.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
By the way, I just want to confirm, because this is again kind of new for me. It's going back a second, but when you were discussing teskununa and yeskununa, teskununa is second person and yeskununa is third person, right?
Exactly, but it's second person plural and third person plural.
Yeah, just confirming that, because this is kind of new to me. Jazakallah khair.
Barakallahu fika akhi wa fi ahlik. And then Abdullah goes on to say, أما أنا فأسكن مع قريب لي. And as for me, as for me, أما أنا. You guys catch that? أما أنا, as for me, هذا جواب أما. So whenever you see أما, look for the jawab with fa. As for me, then I live مع قريب لي. I live with a close relative of mine. مع قريب لي. All right, guys, that's how they express a close relative. متزوج أنت يا عبد الله. Are you married, Abdullah? لا لست بمتزوج. لست بمتزوج. I am not married. ما عنوانك? What is your address? The word عنوان, right, is عنوان means address, i.e. the address of your house, perhaps. And then Abdullah, he replies to him and says, what does he say, Sister Farwa?
هذه بطاقتي فيها عنواني.
Now, this is my bitaqa. Your bitaqa, I'll translate it as an ID card here. All right, your bitaqa is like an ID card, but the word bitaqa can also be used as like a bank card.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Your bitaqa, like for example, when we were in the University of Medina, we had an iqama, which was like an ID card that had our name, where who was our sponsor, i.e. the Jamia, the Islamic University of Medina, our religion, the date that you got the bitaqa, sorry, the iqama issued. That was, you couldn't walk around Saudi Arabia without that, because if you got stopped with it, you could potentially be in trouble. You know what I mean? That was your
Uh,
iqama. And then the University of Medina gave us what we call a bitaqa. Now this bitaqa had your university number on it. I don't recall if it had your, it had your picture, the date you got it, and how long it was valid for, or something like that. But my point for telling you this is that that was called a bitaqa. So that bitaqa was my ID card in the Jamia, and they used to refer to the iqama as your ID card for the country. But your bank card is also
uh,
called bitaqa. هات البطاقة. Give me your bank card. It all depends on the context it's used, you know. So when Faisal said ما عنوانك, what is your address? I'm assuming it's your bitaqa as your ID card for perhaps it's used here for the country. All
mm-hmm.
right. So he says,
What about just a quick question? What does it also does bitaqa also apply for business card?
I don't know, akhi, to be honest. I don't know.
Well, that's okay. Yeah.
Aisha, she asked a good question. She said, religion. They had non-Muslim students in Medina University as well. No, I do apologize if it came across like that, but that wasn't the case. But remember, the bataqa, I said that was on my iqama, on the iqama, which is
Mm-hmm.
your card for the country. The bitaqa was the card, what we used to call our card for the university. But as for the religion part on the iqama, yes, that was there because in Saudi Arabia as a country, it's not only exclusive to Muslims. So you might have, you know, somebody said Nasrani or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Anyway,
Yeah.
هذه بطاقتي, this is my ID card. فيها, this ها تعود إلى البطاقة.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So in it, عنواني, or I would translate it as it contains my address. عنواني. And then Faisal says, أشكرك يا أخي, I thank you, my brother. أنا مسرور بلقائك. I am مسرور, happy, pleased, بلقائك, with meeting you. All right. Here we've got three elements to the word. We've got this preposition be, and then we've got the word. Sorry, somebody's mic's really, really loud.
Sorry.
Okay. Then we've got the word liqa, which means meeting, and it's a noun. And then we've got the attached pronoun ka, which is obviously speaking and going back to Abdullah. Make sense, guys? Ana masrurun bi liqa'ik. If it was a girl, the girl would say ana masruratun.
Mm.
Ana
Okay.
masruratun bi liqa'i. Then if she's speaking to a man, she would say ka. If she's speaking to a girl, she would say ki. All right, guys?
Yeah.
Then here it says, أنا, remember Faisal speaking now, أنا سأنزل في المحطة القادمة. All right. Now here, this is the first time, guys, that we're seeing the word sa, or sorry, not the word, I should say, the letter sa. Now the letter sa here, at the beginning of the word, verb سأنزل, means, sorry guys, it means will. All right, it means will, as in W-I-L-L. All right, W-I-L-L.
Mm-hmm.
And it's used, actually it's referred to as harfu al-istiqbal. It's a particle denoting the future. But they say it's a particle denoting the future, or sorry, it's a particle denoting close future, meaning something's going to happen like shortly. As you can see in this context here, أنا سأنزل, anzilu meaning will get down or get off. أنا سأنزل, so I will get off or get down. في المحطة القادمة. القادمة, عفوا, المحطة القادمة, which means the next station. And you mentioned it right, I think you said bus stop, أخي, but it's station.
Yeah.
المحطة means the station, and obviously the word al-qadima is the,
Yeah, okay.
and the word al-qadima is the na'at. It's the sifa. It's describing al-muhatta. And as we covered in Medina Book 1, lesson number 9, Sister Farwa, not Sister Farwa, sorry, Sister Aisha, al-na'atu yattabi'u al-man'ut. Do you remember that lesson, sister? Excellent. That's very, very true. She says you use it a lot in lessons as well, right? So nabda'u. Excellent. Excellent. I use it every.
Oh yeah, you do.
I think I use it every single lesson. I don't know if you guys watch my Prophet's Prayer described videos or my 40 Hadith videos, or even when I'm doing it with you guys, I always say sanabda'u or sanata'allamu. All right. So that sa is a particle and it's denoting near future, as they say. Also, that sa right there is unique, guys. It's unique to verbs.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
unique to verbs in the present tense, because obviously you can't say you will do something in the past, because
Yeah.
they're two polar opposites, right? So whenever you see that sa, know for sure that the next word is going to be a verb. And it's going to be a verb in the present tense. You're not going to see the sa connected to a verb in the command form, because that again
Mm.
doesn't make sense.
So yeah, so this entire word, I'm sorry. So this entire word can be seen as a future tense kind of verb.
It is a future tense, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's future tense because of the sa. Sister Aisha, can you remember the conditions through which the na'at has to agree with the man'ut? You can just list them, just to keep you busy. Sister Farwa, I wanted to ask a question. Before you decided to embark upon studying Arabic with Maysoor, mashallah, you seem like you already had a good foundation, a very good foundation. Allahumma barik fiki. If you don't mind me asking, while we wait for Sister Aisha to write the answer, where did you previously study?
I did it off YouTube lessons, but like I did the book once and then I stopped, and then there was a gap, and then I forgot everything, and so I did it again, and then I stopped, and then I think I did it a third time.
SubhanAllah.
So I think that's probably why I'm good at it.
So you haven't
So
studied?
yeah, I really needed because when you do it yourself, you get lazy, and then you just stop. When you have a teacher, then you can't stop. You just carry on going. So that's
No,
why, yeah.
that's excellent. So did I hear you right when you said that you've mostly studied it with YouTube videos?
Yeah, it's those LQ Toronto,
But you
Brother
have,
Asif's YouTube videos. I did off them.
yeah, they were amazing. I'd done the same. So you didn't actually study with like in a masjid or with a sheikh or anywhere, another class online?
No, just YouTube.
SubhanAllah. I'm sorry, man, but I need to salute you for that, sister, because that's really, really impressive, man. That's really impressive, mashallah alayk. Fantastic.
But that's why I can't when you talk, I can't communicate back as good because I didn't, and I didn't have a teacher to talk with, so it was just like a one way. When it comes to reading, I can do it and like understanding, but when it comes to communicating, I can't do it as good.
You know what it is? I'll be real with you guys, right? You see the Medina books, right? The Medina books are very, very well known for being excellent with grammar, as you can see. I'm sure, if you were to challenge the average person that says I'm studying Arabic, you guys are going to be well grounded in grammar compared to some of those people. I know people that are on Bayni Yadayk book 2, and they haven't really grasped basic concepts in Medina Book 1, for example, Sister Aisha. I had a friend that went to Egypt and he was speaking, but he couldn't identify al-mudaf. Like he could speak, but grammatically, there's going to be loads of holes. And I suppose, look, it depends what you want to learn the Arabic language for. Guys, and I'm so sorry to digress, but I do feel passionate about this. I'm a big advocate of, if you're in the UK or any Western country for that matter, focus on grammar, because then you're going to be able to read properly and you're going to be able to understand. And those are the two most important skills if you're in the West. You don't need to really know how to speak Arabic. Seldom will you speak Arabic with people in the UK. Even myself, like my wife, she speaks Arabic. We very, very rarely speak to each other in Arabic because we're just in the English country. It's just easier to speak English. However, my ears always stay in tune with Arabic, and I'm always reading, like going over this with you guys. It's just like I've gone over this so many times. It's just repetition now. And as they say, repetition teaches a donkey. You know, repetition teaches a donkey. So
Yeah.
just keep going over it. And I would say don't worry too much that you can't speak. I think once you guys finish like book 2 and your grammar's on, like you got grammar on lock, maybe you can like branch out to I don't know, doing either a speaking course, or maybe you might want to say, you know what, I think I'm ready to get a teacher in Egypt and do some just speaking for an hour a day or an hour every 2 weeks, twice a week or whatever. So you just practice your speaking skills. If you want to go down that route, again, it goes back to what do you want from studying this language? You know, I used to be fixated on speaking, and it just wouldn't come. And it only came, guys, a good, say, 2 years, 2.5 years while I was in Medina. Like, I'm a slow learner. I had to be immersed in that situation in order for me to really learn how to speak. So, guys, don't feel motivated or demoralized. Sorry, Akhi. Don't feel demotivated or demoralized because you can understand, you can read, you know, you can write, but the speaking's that you just haven't got that yet. That's natural. I know brothers that studied for 2 years straight in the Arabic Institute. They couldn't really string. Imagine this, guys. They couldn't string sentences together. And I'm not saying that to belittle them. I'm saying that just to say, guys, it's natural. Like, they were studying 5 hours a day for 2 years straight. Yet the speaking was the last skill to come. You guys, from what I know anyway, that what we're doing, we're only doing it 2 hours a week. I know you probably guys are, you know, doing your own little studies as well. But how much further? What did they say? How much less conceivable is it that we're going to be able to start speaking if we're only studying 2-3 days a week here in the UK? Did you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Personally, yeah. I like I said, I spent like 8.5 years in a Muslim country, and I still couldn't speak naturally there.
SubhanAllah.
And so, yeah, it is a different skill. That's part of the reason. A small part of the reason why I wanted to pick up Arabic, because I felt like that the speaking, whenever I wanted to speak it, it was much more of a logical process than an intuitive process.
Okay.
And so if I could just learn the rules, I could start with the speaking.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's a small reason why I started it.
You definitely don't need to know the rules to speak, but you know, when you do speak with good grammar, it's appreciated, you know. But very well done, Aisha. I did see that. Gender, definite, indefinite case endings and number. That's fantastic. في الجنسي وفي التعريفي والتنكيري وفي الإعرابي وفي العددي. Barakallahu feek. That's absolutely fantastic. Very, very happy. I'm proud of you, sister. That's my problem too, because I focused so much on grammar and writing. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a problem, to be honest, because mashallah, sister, your grammar and your writing are fantastic. So, you know, it just goes to show the moment you do start speaking the moment you do start focusing on speaking, and you too, Sister Farah, you guys are going to go clear. You guys are literally going to go clear, take off like a rocket, because what you have put your mind to, you guys, mashallah, are doing fantastic. So just imagine if you were, for example, in a Muslim country. You guys will come back like sheikhs. You guys with me?
Yeah.
I mean it.
Yeah.
MashaAllah.
The thing with listening to Arabic is that it takes a minute to understand properly, because I'm breaking down wow, that must be painful. I'm breaking down the grammar vocab in my head. All right, just a tip now that you brought this up. Definitely don't break down the grammar as much if you're listening. You know, make it be like an enjoyable process. I don't think if someone was speaking, I'm like, all right, there's the fi'l, there's the fa'il, there's the maf'ul bihi, that's mudaf. Don't do that, man. That's a workout. You'll have a headache at the end of that. No, I'm only joking. I know it wasn't that much, but yeah, just try, as I said, I don't know when I said this recently, just try to, I think it was today actually, just try to live in the moment. Just Just let the process feel natural. Whatever you understand, you understand. Don't overthink. What's going to happen after a while, your ears are going to loosen up, loosen up. And it gets easier and easier. Okay, just connecting pronouns and stuff. But I would definitely say, and that's a fantastic point as well, sister. You see, when it comes to, especially you, Farwa and Aisha, I know you, mashallah, Abdullah, you've been living in the Arabic country for years, but girls, you have to be listening to at least 1 hour of lectures a day, or even Quran. Just play it. Just play it. Let your ears get used to it. Inshallah, and you're gonna things are gonna stick. Things are gonna stick. All right,
Yeah.
so guys,
I'm sorry. As a personal note, I just want to say, yeah, Alhamdulillah. I said that, like I said, I spent 8.5 years, and it was still difficult for me to speak. But Alhamdulillah, because I was around, I heard Arabic a lot, and sooner or later, as for understanding, it went smooth. I could understand very clearly. It's just the speaking that became a problem. And
mashallah.
so, yeah, Alhamdulillah.
May
So
Allah-
yeah, being around people, and that being around the Arabic language, hearing it spoken is important. It really is.
mashallah. May Allah bless you, akhi, man. May Allah bless you.
Allah يجزيك الخير.
آمين وإياك. ثم بعد ذلك عبد الله يقول في أمان الله. في أمان الله. Now, oftentimes, this dua is said when people are parting ways. I cannot really think of the best way to actually translate it other than, may you go in the safety of Allah, or something along those lines. All right, it's said when two people are departing, and then Abdullah finishes off and says, "Wa ila al-liqa," and they translate this "wa ila al-liqa'i" as "until we meet again." Until we meet again. Then, as I mentioned, this word here means the driver. As-sa'iqu. As-sa'iq huwa alladhi yasuq. Saqa yasuqu. He drove, he is driving. So the sa'iq, the driver, he says to Faisal, هذا الباب, this door, للدخول يا سيدي, is for entering, O Sayyidi, O sir. All right. Now here, look at this word, dukhul. It is the masdar of the verb dakhala yadkhulu udkhul dukhulun. Now guys, have we covered the masdar before?
No, but I found it in the
No.
test.
That's what
Yeah, same.
that's what I was saying. Remember when I said that I mixed up the lessons? I thought that we had covered this, but obviously I was wrong. So fantastic, guys, if you got that right. But in essence, the masdar of a noun, or of a verb, sorry, is a noun. All right. All of the masadir are, masadir being plural of masdar, they're all nouns. All right, because they, for the most part, end with tanween. Now, they say that the masdar is like the verbal noun, meaning that it kind of carries the meaning of a verb, but it is a noun because it carries tanween. So if we look at the word, the masdar dukhul, you could translate it as entering. Entering. You know, sometimes you can do when you translate the masdar, it's almost like you're saying verb plus ing. You know, dukhul, enter plus ing, entering. All right, let's look at the next one. It says an-nuzul. An-nuzul, ikhwani, is the masdar of nazala yanzilu. What does nazala mean?
Exit or
La.
exit.
La, nazala. What does nazala?
Oh yeah, nazala means to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Farwa.
Is it he descended?
Excellent. Remember, it's the same verbs up here, all right? But this is in the present tense. Sa'anzilu. Sa'anzilu. Or, if you just want to say just the verb by itself, anzilu. The past tense of this verb is nazala. So here, an-nuzul is the masdar of the verb nazala. And it is on exactly the same pattern as dukhul. Can you see it? Dukhul.
Yeah.
Nuzul. And the pattern of these two verbs is fu'ul. All right, fu'ul. That is a pattern, guys, of some masadir in the Arabic language. Now, if nazala means he descended or he came down. How would you translate an-nuzul, knowing that it's the verbal noun? It's like the verb plus ing.
The descending or something like that.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, we don't obviously don't. You said
Yeah.
descension.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that as well. Would you say, Aisha? But in any case, without going too deep into the translation of it, you understand that Faisal wants to go, but the driver, he says to Faisal, this door is for entering. Or it's as if Faisal was going to leave the door, through the door that you're supposed to enter in. So the driver says, an-nuzul min hunak, meaning to get off the bus, right? To get off, you get off from this door. You with me?
Yeah. So these two words can be roughly translated as entrance and exit, right?
No, I mean exit is more gonna be khuruj. Kharaja yakhruj.
Oh, yeah.
All right, al-khuruj min hunak. That wouldn't have been incorrect, but because they're on the bus. Remember, they're on the bus, as you can see.
Yeah.
The context, the scene was fil hafila.
Yeah.
All right, so the sa'iq of the bus, perhaps he saw Faisal going off trying to back in England, guys, we've got the front of the bus where you walk on the bus, then you've got also the back of the bus where you would exit. I mean, nowadays in the UK, you can actually get on the bus from the back of the bus, but when I was young, you couldn't do that unless you was trying to not pay your bus fare and you was trying to sneak on the bus. We used to do that in secondary school, man, going home.
Yeah.
You know I'm talking about, Farwa, because you're from the UK.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, mashallah. You understand what I'm talking about also, sister Aisha? I'm not too sure if you're from the UK or not, to be honest. Okay, and nuzulu min hunak, anyway, getting off, descending, the descension is from hunak, over there. All right, guys. Sorry for that long-winded. I'm going to try to minimize the amount of time I'm yapping in class, but I'm going to go through...
No, I don't mind.
Yeah, you may not, akhi, but the girls may. And the girls are just listening, man. Allah musta'an. Anyway, forgive me. Tamarino means exercises. Now, I'm not going to go through the answers now, guys, because mashallah, you guys are well on your way to becoming very mature in the Arabic language. So you don't need me to sit, but obviously I will mark your work, inshallah. It says أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. Answer the following questions. بأي جامعة يدرس عبد الله. As you can see, these questions, or the answers to these questions, are contingent on the huge dialogue that we just read. If you really want to challenge yourself, guys, because let's be fair, it's not going to be difficult to go back to the text and find the answer. Do you know what I mean? You guys know all the vocab.
Yeah.
You guys know how to read. If that's not challenging. What's going to challenge yourself if you do this? Before you do this exercise, read the text one more time, just once over. And without going back to the text to find the answer, rely on your memory. That will be a bit more challenging.
Yeah.
Whatever ones you can't remember, leave it blank. Whatever ones you're going to just take a stab in the dark, take a stab in the dark. That's just you don't have to. If you want to be like, A-star student, whatever, go back, check, get the answer. But again, you want to start testing yourself, or you want to start challenging yourself. Or what you could do, if you have like a study buddy partner, get someone to read it to you once. As if you're doing like a listening exercise. You can change this into a listening exercise. That will be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But just it's up to you guys. Anyway, and then this one here, again, is connected to the hiwar that we just read. Sahih ma yali, correct the following. La ya'rifu, that should say Abdullah. La ya'rifu Abdullah al-Muhandisa Salman. All right? If you want to challenge yourself, again, do it from your brain. Not your brain, sorry, do it from memory. Do it from your memory if you really want to challenge yourself, guys. All right? That's my opinion for what it's worth. You guys follow me so far? And you too, sister Aisha?
Yeah.
Cool. Number 3, all right, it says أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية, answer the following questions. Then it says هذه الأسئلة ليست مبنية على الدرس الحادي عشرة or حادي عشرة. The answers to these questions are not contingent or not connected to the 11th lesson. So أين تدرس أنت? This is speaking to you, Ya Abdullah. Or just pretend it's speaking to you, Sister Farwa. Okay? And you too, Sister Aisha. You know, أين تسكن? Pretend you're the singular masculine. And answer these questions based upon what you know. Or you make up anything. Just get creative if you want to. All right? It's all good. Anyway, number 4, it says تأمل الأمثلة ثم ضع في الفراغ فيما يلي المضارع من الفعل ذهب بعد إسناده إلى الضمير. Guys, I really want you to focus on understanding the commands in the Arabic language, because your exams are only going to be like this. I want to stop translating questions, guys. I really want to stop questions, because that's what we had to do in the University of Medina. You know, and I want you guys to get as close and have as close as the authentic experience as possible, inshallah ta'ala. Anyway, what it means when it says المضارع من الفعل ذهب, the present tense of the verb ذهب, بعد, after إسناده إلى الضمير, after you have conjugated it to the appropriate ضمير, appropriate pronoun. All right, guys, appropriate pronoun. Now, when I go back to, because I've obviously got a physical a book in my hand, and I go to, was that number 4? Bear with me, guys. Okay, I think, you know what, in my book, oh no, it's all right. It's all right. Okay, cool. عبد الله يدرس بجامعة الرياض وإخوته أيضا يدرسون بجامعة الرياض وأخواته يدرسن في المدرسة المتوسطة زينب تدرس في السنة الأولى. So as you can see, guys, what verb has been used repetitively in this few sentences here?
درس.
Darasa. Excellent. So now the author has shown you the verb darasa after it has been conjugated to different dhama'ir. So here, yadrusu is referring to who? Abdullah. Hence why we put the ya in front of the verb. Then when we get to yadrusuna, it's speaking about who? Ikhwatuhu or ikhwanuhu. So we use the plural version of the verb darasa. Then when we get to the verb yadrusna, we're speaking about who? Akhawatuhu. So the verb changes and is conjugated accordingly. And then when we get to the singular feminine, we use the verb tadrusu, just like we mentioned before. This verb is interchangeable between the singular masculine second person and the singular feminine third person. Does that make sense, ikhwani wa akhawati fillah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you go through this exercise here, you're only going to be using different variations of the verb dhahaba.
Okay.
Yeah, they give us the patterns up in this example, right?
I mean, not all the time, because if you look down here, what does it say, akhi?
That's true, Anna.
Exactly, and there's no ana here, but we know that when we're speaking about the verb in the present tense and for the first person, as we mentioned earlier, it's going to take the hamza at the beginning, as we saw in the hiwar. Sister Aisha, you with us still? Yep. Inshallah. Number 5, it says أكمل الجمل الآتية بوضع فعل مضارع مناسب. Here it says complete the following sentences by placing a suitable present tense verb. So now the author is not restricting you guys with one specific verb that you just have to find or make the isnad or perform the conjugation of it. You have to read the sentence and add whatever verb you personally feel is suitable. All right? but it
Be
has
creative.
be creative, and it has to be in the present tense, guys. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Can we keep going? Can I give you a bit more work?
Yeah.
Sure.
What I'll do, I'll give you. There's only 15. No, not only, but there are 15 exercises here. I'll go half. So half of 15 is 7.5, I believe. Yep. So I'm gonna give you. Where we at now? 6. We're gonna do 6, and I'm gonna give you 7 as well. 6 and 7. Yeah, 6 and 7. Yeah, I think that's good. 6 and 7. All right, cool. Is that all right, by the way, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Aisha, you happy with that? Because we're going to be hooking up against on Friday, inshallah. Number 6, حول المبتدأ في كل من الجمل الآتية إلى جمع. Change the mubtada in all of the following sentences to the plural. So here we've got الطالب يدخل الفصل. Now the moment you change the mubtada from الطالب to الطلاب, what's going to happen to this verb, Sister Farwa?
يدخلون.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well done, guys. So you're going to need to know 2 things here. You're going to need to figure out the present tense, the plural version of these singular nouns, and then you're going to obviously modify the verb where necessary and in a suitable fashion. Last but not least, guys, it says أنث الفاعل في كل من الجمل الآتية. Find where the fa'il is in the sentence. As we can see here, the fa'il is أخوك. All right. أين يدرس أخوك يا علي? The fa'il is أخوك. Now, if you was to change this fa'il أخوك to the feminine, what would we say for this word here, Abdullah?
أختك.
أختك. Now, the moment you change أخوك to أختك, yeah. What else has to change in the sentence?
The fa'il.
The fa'il? Like, that is the fa'il.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. The fi'il.
Fi'il. So it's going to change from يدرس to what?
To تدرس.
يدرس. Excellent, akhi. All right. So that's all you have to do for this exercise. And then number 8, there's nothing for you to do. It just says تأمل ما يلي. تذهب أنت تذهب وهي تذهب. It's just showing you what I told you before, that the verb تذهب can be used for both أنت when you're speaking to the singular masculine, وهي when you're speaking about the singular feminine. And with that being said, guys, we are going to wrap up today's lesson, and I do apologize for going slightly over time. Whew. How did you guys find that?
That was it was challenging and it was new, so I like it.
What about yourself, Sister Farwa? How was that?
Yeah, I understood it, but I think it's getting harder now that there's more stuff that I don't know now.
Okay, but you seem like you're handling it well, though, or you're just taking it in your stride.
Yeah. No, it's. I think I just need to focus. That's all, and
Okay.
then I get it.
If there's anything else that I need, that you would like me to do, then please, don't hesitate to inform me in any way I can make the lessons better, more interactive. Then please be sure to let me know. Even if you want to do it privately, guys, you guys have all got my contact details now. Also, yourself, Sister Aisha, how did you find it, sister?
I personally, I like the fact that they're gonna more, because this is new. More exercises means we can practice it more. So.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Aisha says, I agree with Farwa. I just got to stay on top of revision because things are getting slightly trickier. Yeah, you know what it is, guys? They are getting slightly trickier, but it's only because it's new. That's all. If I was to go and open up Madinah Book 1, for example, Sister Aisha, because you studied it with me, you probably know what I'm going to say before I finish saying it. And if you ever watch me teach, like, for example, guys, I teach Madinah Book 2, right? But I started doing it face-to-face to a group of brothers in the masjid. And we're still on lesson number 1. Guys, do you remember how long lesson number 1 took us?
Yeah, 4 weeks. Or 2 weeks, I think.
No, it's long. It's about 3, maybe 4 lessons. you know, maybe 4 lessons, and we were doing it 2 hours, you know, just like I'm doing it with them. But my point is this: if any of you guys now sat in Medina Book 2 class, lesson number 1, you guys are gonna just know everything like the back of your hand. Why? Because you're used to the grammar, the language, the vocab, and you've been exposed to it. It's because these things are coming at you thick and fast now, and you haven't been exposed to it either before or enough. That's why it feels the way it does. But if you just say to yourself, okay, look, yeah, this is kind of new, kind of tricky, but in a couple of days or in a couple of weeks, it's not going to be. Then you're gonna approach the whole thing in a different way, guys. You know, it's not difficult. You just have to expose yourself to it enough. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. You know, because sometimes when you can give yourself a mental block and say, no, you know what, oh, this is too much, it's too hard, it's too tricky, I'm not gonna get it, and then you're gonna be on a tricky, slippery slope, as they say. But guys, listen, I'm so sorry, man.
Yeah, you're gonna feel.
I'm blabbering on again. But jazakumullahu khairan for your time. And if you guys need any help in the meantime, in between time, please feel free to reach out to me, inshallah ta'ala, okay?
Yeah, inshallah.
Okay,
Inshallah.
barakallahu feekum jami'an. Assalamu alaikum.